Good afternoon, everybody. One second. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me properly? Yes? Please just tell me yes or no on the chat box whether you all can hear me or not. Yes? Yes. 1 second, let me correct out the sound of my system. After that, in just next 2 seconds, we will just start the class. 1 second, let me correct out the sound of my system. After that, in just next 2 seconds, we will just start. Hope everybody can hear the audio properly. Yes, so let's get started with this session. So today is the lecture number 5 on the plant kingdom, the last and final lecture on the chapter of plant kingdom, and sharp at 7 a.m. Guys, please remember, I'll tell you, okay, today's 7:15 p.m. class would be done at 7 p.m. itself. It won't be at 7:15, it will be 7 p.m. Okay, so please do remember. So today will be the last and final lecture of the plant kingdom, that is the angiosperm. Those who are watching the session right now, don't forget to hit the like button, do share it with your friends, and subscribe the amazing platform for more updates on biology. Guys, in between, if any kind of audio breaking or something happens, please do inform me. Have reduced the sound of my device. Able to hear whether there is a breaking in the audio or not. If there is a on the screen, everybody fill the chat box with the hearts so that let's move forward with the super amazing session. Come on, everybody. Oh my god, now itself there is a crack in the audio. Now is it okay? Is it okay now? Abhijit, is it okay? What about the others? Is there a crack in the audio right now? Right now, is there an issue with the audio? Please be fast so that we can complete the lecture. Come on, everybody. Now it's fine. So let's move back. So please do subscribe our channel right now. Those who are watching the session without subscribing. So guys, this was our schedule for the day, and there's a slight change in the timing. So please note it down right now. 7 a.m. this session is already over. Rank Booster Neet 2021 at 7 a.m. it's already over. 10 a.m. session was cancelled due to poor network. We will continue with this lecture tomorrow. 2 p.m. right now we have the plant kingdom angiosperm, and guys at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. you will have the final lab, that is the NCERT marking series of plant kingdom. Fine, everybody? Is it fine for everybody? The final lab, that is the NCERT marking series of plant kingdom. Fine, everybody? Is it fine for everybody? Yes, done. So please do be there online at 7 because your class will start at 7 p.m. itself. So guys, these two are 2 session updates for you guys. The most requested okay, coming Sunday we would be discussing with this 2 lectures. Special sessions would be held on Sunday. How is it, everybody? For Neet 2021 also, you can use out the first session, which would be really useful for everybody. Sunday, we would be having the discussion or the special motivational session on these 2 classes we would be having, that is the top government and private medical colleges in India, along with their fees we would be discussing. And we will be having one more important lecture for the Neet 2023 batch on can I crack Neet 2023 if I start my preparation right now from level 0. How is it, everybody? Give me hearts on the screen. If you need the session, if you're super amazing, excited for the session, do hit the chat box with the hearts, everybody. Come on. Come on, everybody. What is this? Please be active with full Josh in the class. Yes. So stay tuned for the session. You will be having both these lectures on the coming Sunday. So let's get started with today's class, that is the angiosperms. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Characteristics of angiosperms. Okay. The sporophyte is differentiated into true root, stem, and leaves. Guys, all those kinds of flowers, which we see around us is called as angiosperms. The flowering plant is the angiosperms. Clear? Yes. So flowers are the reproductive organs of the angiosperm, and their sporophyte is differentiated into stem, roots, and leaves. The vascular system has true vessels in xylem and companion cells in phloem. Right now, guys, tell me on the chat box, what do you mean by vascular system? What do you mean by vascular tissues? What are the components of vascular tissues? When I discussed you with the gymnosperms, pteridophyte, etc., I told you what is this vascular tissue or what is this vascular plants. Right now, you guys have to tell me what is this particular kind of an angiosperm. Okay, you have to right now tell me about it. Yes, very good. It is the xylem and the phloem. Okay, it is the xylem and the phloem. Hope you can hear me. Yes, there was a small technical glitch. That's the reason. Guys, just tell me whether you can hear me or not. Fast, fast. Oh my God, why this? Yes, thank you so much. So in gymnosperms, we discussed that the gymnosperms lack vessels and companion cells. But in case of angiosperm, you have the true vessels in xylem and true companion cells in the phloem also. The stamens, microsporophyll, and the carpel, megasporophyll are organized into a structure known as the flower. Can you please name, as per your 10th standard knowledge, can you please tell me what are the reproductive structures in a flower? What are the reproductive structures in a flower? I'll give you 10 seconds to answer the question. You can right now comment down your answers. What are the reproductive structures present in a flower? Yes, anther, and you can use a biological term. What your concept is correct. Okay, you have to use a biological term. Yes, that is the andrecium and the gynoecium. Andrecium and gynoecium are the male and the female reproductive structure in a flower. So stamens are the individual units of andrecium, which is the male reproductive structure, and carpels are the individual units. The angiosperms are heterosporous, that is, they produces two kinds of spore. Microspore, which is the male, and megaspore, which is the female. Clear? Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone? Just hit the chat box with the thumbs up. And let's move forward with the next part of the session or next part of the chapter. What happened to Binaya, Calvin, Parky was there? Yes? Good. Okay. So the important points you have to remember, andrecium is the male reproductive structure and gynecium is the female reproductive structure. And one more thing you have to remember, in your class 11, the detailed study of angiosperm is very, very limited or very, very reduced. Bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, thalophytes, everywhere we have discussed about their life cycle, their reproduction, everything. But in case about just about the character. Then after that, anatomy of flowering plants, where we're discussing about each and every tissues of angiosperms. In your class 12th, you will be studying about the sexual reproduction in angiosperm. Oh my God. 1 second, let me check it. Okay, let me check it once again. Please. Right now, okay for everybody? Is it okay right now? I hope everything is fine right now. Yes? So in between, network glitches may happen. We'll try to complete. Okay. Yes. Pollination is required for the transfer of pollen grain. The flower undergo double and triple fusion, which leads to the formation of a diploid zygote and a diploid endosperm. Guys, just imagine, let me insert a blank slide. Okay, let me insert a blank slide. Yes. Listen very carefully. Guys, suppose this is the pollen grain. Okay, this is the pollen grain you suppose. This pollen grain will divides into two. The pollen grain have two kinds of cells. Okay, they have two types of cells, and the cells, when it lands on the stigma, okay, when this particular pollen grain lands on the stigma, it divides into three-celled condition. Okay, the drawing may be not clear. Yes. When it lands on the stigma, it will divide into three different cells. So check, guys. I hope the voice is clear. I hope the audio is clear. So as soon as it passes through this as the pollen tube, in your 10th standard, you have studied what is pollen tube and all, which we will be discussing in the upcoming chapters. Oh my God. Yes. So this is the pollen tube. As the growth of the pollen tube continues, what happens? Two male gametes will be produced. These will be the male gamete. Okay. So suppose this is a structure where at the bottom you will find the egg or the ovum or the ovule is present. Okay, this is the ovule, and in the center you will have two different cells. Okay, so one of the male gamete just fuses with the egg. This is called what? Fertilization. This is called fertilization or syngamy. Just for your information, I am telling it. In this chapter, it is not necessary. One other male gamete fuses with a central cell, which is known as the triple fusion. So two cells are present in the center, right? So two cells plus one male gamete is the triple fusion. Since a triple fusion and a syngamy is happening, you will call this process as double fertilization. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? Everybody, I think, in the sleeping mode. Since the class is at 2, I think everybody is in the sleeping mode right now. Yes? Please be active. Okay, so the production of the endosperm is one of the greatest advantages of angiosperm because the endosperm is formed after fertilization. It acts as a source of food for the developing seed and seedling. Very easy part because you don't have a lot of things to study. Next, angiosperms can be categorized into two, that is the monocots and the dicot. Right now, I would be telling you some of the few characteristics of monocot and a detail you will study in the morphology and anatomy chapter. Okay, morphology and anatomy chapter, you will be studying them in detail. So they have a single cotyledon. That is why they are called. That is why they are called monocots, right? So they have a very single cotyledon. That single cotyledon of monocots, you will be calling such kind of a cotyledon known as scutellum. You will be calling them as the scutellum. The leaves are simple and the veins are parallel. Guys, take the example of a banana leaf. Banana plant's leaf, you will see what? The leaf will be like this. You will be having a large, thick vein in the center. You will be having their veins parallel like this. Right? They will be parallel to each other, right? And in the last class, I told you what is the meaning of a symbol leaf as well. This group shows adventitious root and each floral wall has 3 members. They have a closed vascular bundle. What do you mean by closed vascular bundle? They will never increase in girth. Have you seen a grass plant increasing in girth? Have you seen a rice plant increasing in width, increasing in girth? Have you seen a banana plant just increasing in girth? Yes or no? Tell me. Tell me yes or no on the chat box. Have you seen it? Why? Because all these comes under the class of monocots. They have a closed vascular bundles. They have a closed vascular bundle and they are very large in number. For example, banana, sugarcane, water lily, etc. comes under the monocot plants. Yes. Next is the dicot. They have 2 cotyledon. They contain taproot. Look, they have a long root which will differentiate into secondary root. Okay, they have a long taproot in the center, primary root, which will be differentiating into branches known as a secondary root. And they will show a reticulate venation. They will show a reticulate venation. Okay, and the flowers, that is means they will be having 4 whorls or pentamerous, that is they will be having 5 whorls with the vascular bundles organized in rings. For example, grapes, sunflower, tomato, etc. comes under the class of dicot plants. Clear? Is it clear? Yes. Very, very important, guys. This is the area from where the questions are. So listen very, very carefully. Planned life cycle and alternation of generation. Yes. Describe. Okay. both a haploid and a diploid life cycles are present. Can you all hear me? Yes. 1 second. Let me refresh the page. Is it clear? Yes. 1 second. Guys, please just tell me something, guys. Am I audible right now, or should I refresh? Yes. Yes. 1 second. Guys, please just tell me something, guys. Yes. Okay. So, it refers to the life cycle in which an organism has both haploid and diploid multicellular stages. Okay, look over here. You will find the pink colored region have those structures with diploid nature, and the blue color region with the haploid life cycle. The alternation of generation is a type of life cycle in which subsequent generations of plant alternate between the diploid and the haploid organism. That is, if one stage it is a diploid, the other stage would be the haploid. If one stage is a haploid, the next stage would be the diploid life cycle. Clear? Generations of plant. Clear? Yes. So let's check in detail about the same. Look guys, here you will find the sporophyte is diploid. Here the sporangium is also diploid. It will undergo meiosis to form the haploid spores, which comes under the haploid cycle. It will germinate to form the gametophyte, which is again N. It will undergo fusion. N plus N will again undergo fertilization to form a of generation. So guys, the first type of alternation of generation is a haplontic life cycle. Yes, what do you mean by haplontic life cycle? The majority part of their life cycle, the majority organism or the majority structures in their life cycle will be haplontic in nature or will be haploid in nature. The majority part of their life cycle would be composed of a haploid phase. Look, the sporophytic generation is represented. The sporophytic generation is represented only by one-celled zygote. Look, the large phase is what? Repeat with me on the chat box. Which is the largest phase on the diagram? Is it diplontic or haplontic? The diploid stage or the haploid stage is more in the diagram? Which one? Yes, it is the haplontic phase. All those coming under this particular stage will be what? They would be haploid in nature. So look over here. Only the one-celled zygote is diploid. Look, the zygote only is diploid. Haploid spores are formed by meiosis, which divide mitotically to form the gametophyte. Look, the spores are produced. The zygote undergo meiosis to form the spores. The spores undergo mitosis to form the gametophyte. The gametophyte will produce gametes, and finally it will undergo fertilization to form the diploid zygote. So in these kinds of plant, the dominant photosynthetic phase is the free living gametophyte. Yes, guys, in certain plants we have studied there is a dominant photosynthetic free living gametophyte. Can any one of you just name all those things? Yes. Guys, several times from the plant kingdom, majority of the time questions are coming from this region. Examples are volvox, Spirogyra, and some species of Chlamydomonas. Guys, I will tell you a code to remember all life cycle, that is CCL CCSUV. What is it? CCSUV. I'll be just telling you. You can ask me. C stands for Chlamydomonas. Second stands for Chara, Spirogyra, Jwala, and Volvox. Is there any doubt with any alphabets that I have to repeat? I'll give you 10 seconds to note it down in your textbook. I'll give you just 10 seconds to note it down in your textbook or notebook or wherever you take the notes. C for Chlamydomonas, next C for Chara, yes for Spirogyra, Jwala, and the Volvox. ULVA. Okay, Volvox, Spirogyra, and Chlamydomonas is important because they are mentioned in the NCERT. Okay, so you have to remember, just simply remember 3 to 4 sentences. Haplontic life cycle means the dominant phase will be the gametophyte. The sporophyte will be dependent on the gametophyte. The zygote shows meiosis. What is the speciality of haplontic life cycle? Tell me. What is the speciality of haplontic life cycle? What is the speciality of haplontic life cycle? Oh my God, these children. Yes, the zygote shows meiosis. That's an important statement. Yes, zygote shows meiosis is the important statement which you have to remember along with the examples. This diagram is a frequently repeated question, both for your boards as well as for your NEET examination. To remember, each of the labelings is very, very important. Next is the diplontic life cycle. Diploid sporophyte is the dominant photosynthetic independent phase of the plant. The gametophyte is represented by the single to few-celled haploid gametophyte. Example is the all gymnosperms and angiosperm and certain algae such as fucus. Clear? Look, here the diplontic region is more, right? Guys, can you hear me? Give me thumbs up on the chat box. Can you hear me? Give me thumbs up on the chat box if you can hear me. I need the thumbs up right now because you are, again, yes. So the major phase is a diplontic part, right? So just look, the sporophyte is the dominant phase over here, and the importance you have to study is over here. Here you will find spore meiosis. Where is the meiosis happening? Meiosis will be happening inside the spores. But what is the cell division that occurs in the spore in the haplontic life cycle? Is it meiosis or mitosis that the spores undergo in the haplontic life cycle in the previous one? In the previous one. Yes, it is the mitosis, and zygote is undergoing the meiosis. But here, the spore is undergoing the meiosis. Okay, the spore is undergoing the meiosis. Clear? Haplontic life cycle and diplontic life cycle. Here, the code to remember is GADBA. What is it? GADBA. GADBA. Guys, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Guys, can you hear the screen? Yes. So the example is the GADBA. I will tell you. G stands for gymnosperms. A stands for angiosperms. D stands for diatoms. Okay. D stands for diatoms. B stands for brown algae. Okay. Both together you can call. It stands for what? Brown algae. The example is there, brown algae such as fucus and sargassum. Hearts on the screen if it's clear. If the mnemonic to remember is it's clear, hearts on the screen, everybody. Gymnosperms, angiosperms, diatoms, brown algae such as fucus and sargassum. Okay? Yes. Guys, tell me, right now tell me, to which kingdoms does diatoms belongs to? Diatoms belongs to which kingdom? Diatoms belongs to which kingdom? Everybody have forgot. Oh my god. Yes, it is the Protista. Kingdom Protista, you will find the diatoms. All others forgot. Or I am not receiving your chats. What's the reason? Am I not receiving your chats, or you guys have not answered and forgot about the same? All is up to you. You are keeping silent. I don't know why. Yes. Can you at least tell me the class to which the diatoms belongs to? The class under Protista to which the diatoms belong. The class under Protista. The class under Protista to which the diatoms belong. Absolutely, it is the chrysophytes. It is the chrysophytes. Very easy question. Please do pay attention. Okay. Next. Haplo-diplomatic. What do you mean by haplo-diplomatic? Look at the diagram. Both have the equal proportion, right? Both are in an equal proportion. Done. A dominant independent photosynthetic thalloid erect phase represented by the haploid gametophyte. It alternates itself with a short-lived multicellular sporophyte. Examples is the bryophytes. Some algal genera such as Ectocarpus, Polysymphonia, kelps are haplo-diplomatic. Okay? Tell me. The example of haplo-diplomatic life cycle is bee kelp square. Bee kelp square. Do you know the mnemonic for that? Or should I tell you? Because I'm not getting any kind of an active participation from you guys since a few days back onwards. I don't know what happened to everybody. Not at all satisfied with your participation in the live classes. If you are guys gonna be like this, definitely I will be uploading it and you can watch it at any time. Yes. So B stands for bryophyte. K stands for kelp. Bryophyte, kelp. E stands for ectocarpus. L stands for laminaria. L stands for laminaria. And the final P stands for pteridophyte and polysymphonia. Don't get confused. Pteridophyte and polysymphonia. Done? Yes. So here what is the meiosis? Spore is undergoing the meiosis. Okay. So spore meiosis is happening. Clear? Yes. Okay. So that marks the end of this chapter, Angiosperm, which is the end of this chapter. Clear? Is there any doubt? Are you ready to answer some of the question if I ask you? Are you ready to answer some of the question if I ask you? Tell me yes or no. Yes. So your question time is over here. Very simple question. I won't be confusing you with two lots. Just I would be everything is over here. Yes. Please do tell me if there is any doubt over in the slide. I need your active cooperation. We have a total of 97 slides. So please cooperate with me. If you have any doubt in this slide, you can ask me. Or else you can comment no. So that I will proceed to the next one. Fast, fast. Don't make it lagging. So please be fast. If there is no doubt, you can comment no. And if you have any doubt, you can comment yes. Okay, slide number 2. Moving on to algae, slide number 2. Any doubt? No doubt. Yes. Any doubt at any instant you have to ask, because I found most of you were absent in some of the lectures. That's why taking each and every slides again. If you have any doubt, I'm ready to explain that. Slide number 4. The slide very, very important. This much topic very important. Several years previous year question. Just remember. Okay. Very, very important question. Please do remember. Okay. Don't forget. Examples very, very important. US has very clean colleges, self-defense and P square, G square. Mnemonics to remember. Done. Reproduction in algae. Kingdom-PHAEOPHYCEAE. The characters you have to study along with the examples. Instead of reading each and everything like this, you can just read out the NCERT and then you have to look at the last table. Study this table. The summary chart is enough and more. Instead of sitting and by hearting each and every line of this chlorophyceae, phyophyceae, and rhodophyceae, you can just read out this table and make it into short points. Clear? Yes. So next was the kingdom bryophytes, the class bryophytes. Amphibians of the plant kingdom, the characters we have discussed. The Antheridia, Archegonia, the male and female thallus we have discussed. Three classes, Hepaticopsida, Antheropsida, Bryopsida we have discussed along with the liverworts, hornworts and the mosses. Discuss the characteristic of each and everything we have discussed. What are the examples of liverworts? What are the examples of hornworts? What are the examples of mosses? Everything we have discussed. Yes. Economic importance is very important. Transshipment, sphagnum or peat moss. So that marks the end of bryophytes. The third topic was pteridophyte. Yes. No doubt for these. The examples is important. Life cycle is important. Reproduction is important. The examples, the different classes is also important. Okay. Coelopsida, Lycopsida, Sphenopsida, Pteropsida, along with the Coelotum, Selaginella, Lycopodium, Equisetum, Bryopterus, Terracin, Adiantum. Very, very important. Okay, just quickly recapping each and everything. Gymnosperms, what we discussed yesterday. Here the questions are going to come from the pinus have mycorrhizal association, coralloid roots found in cycas, unbranched stem in cycas, branched stem in pinus and citrus. Okay, in citrus and pinus you will have the branched stem. In cycas you will have the unbranched stem. And today's class all about angiosperms. Don't forget about this. Your class on NCERT marking would be held at 7 p.m. Don't forget to join. You will get a clear idea again about the plant kingdom so that you can study it along with me. Okay. You can study it along with me. Okay, we can study together the NCERT of the plant kingdom in one shot. Don't forget, coming Sunday, top government and private medical colleges in India along with their fees. And can I crack Neet 2023 if I start my preparation now from level 0? Yes, and this was today's class on angiosperm. Yes, I have quickly recapped all the things. So thank you. Bye-bye. See you sharp at 7 p.m. with a good and yet another brand amazing session. Bye-bye.